everyone. My name is Brian Nugent. This is a special Geek Syndicate where we are going to be taking a look at the upcoming Thought Bubble comic convention / festival, which is taking place up in Harrogate next month. And joining me on the first of these, and hopefully not the last special podcast, is Aunt Amy. So do you want to introduce yourself, folks?
Hi, I'm Amy.
Was that it?
I don't know what to introduce myself as. I'm just Amy. I read comics. That's it.
Okay, so I'm Anne. I also read comics, and I'm also here.
Well, that's not strictly true of both of you, because God, I've got to do all the flipping legwork.
It's because you're the brains of the operation.
And therein lies the problem.
I am definitely not the brawn.
And therein lies the problem. No, but apart from varying podcasts that you guys have both done over the years, you two are behind organising, let's see if I get it right, LFCC?
Yeah, we're part of the organising of the Comic Zone of LFCC, the London Comic Festival. I believe it's what we call our zone area. So we've been doing that since, we've been involved in that since 2018. So yeah, we also do that.
I mean, that's true, but I was kind of like, this is Thought Bubble, we're literally on at the same weekend.
Yeah.
Although ironically, we will both be at Thought Bubble.
I was going to say.
Well, Thought Bubble's our thing. Like, us
True.
three have been doing Thought Bubble together since
2008.
Yes, it would
2008
have been
was our first
2008.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we had a couple of years off when it was in Leeds City Centre.
Yeah, but that's just after Cara was born, so...
Yeah, but other than that, we've pretty much done them all. And B, you and I have been selling stuff as well, so we've done it from the other side.
Well, I've done it from all sides, which sounds dodgy. But so I've been as a punter, I've been as an exhibitor, I've been as press, which is what I'm doing. Well,
panel host
doing this year. I've hosted panels there as well. So yeah, it's definitely not Dave. Sorry. It's because there's on the Thought Bubble site, for people who are listening, there's a carousel of pictures, and the first picture keeps throwing me because I keep thinking it's Dave, who I host Geek Syndicate with, but it's clearly not Dave now because I've seen that picture from another angle. Anyway, so yes, I thought it would be a good idea to get together and do a couple of special podcasts about the convention. We will be podcasting from the convention as well, sort of during the weekend. But I thought it would be good to have a bit of a look at what's going to be coming up at the convention. So I think one of the things I wanted to look at, for us to look at today, was the W in Books section. Mm-hmm. Originally, I actually thought, we'll just have a quick look at it, a quick scan through. And then I went to have a scan through, and I was like, Jesus, there's a lot of W in Books this year.
I'm just trying to quickly count. I mean, there's well over 30, possibly even 50 odd.
Yeah, you scroll for days.
Yeah. I was trying to do like a little side list. I was going through, going, oh, that looks interesting. And I was doing the copy and paste for so when we recorded, I'd have a list of them. But I found I was like, do you know what? I might as well just sit on that page because I'd copied across so much stuff from that page.
So welcome to our 4-hour podcast.
I know, yeah. So, where to begin? So I think probably things just from what I can see, they do seem to kind of have excelled themselves. I think there's a lot of really interesting guests going. I'm really interested in a lot of the panels, actually, and I say this as someone who's become a little bit jaded with panels over the years because I've always found there to be a lot of the same types of panel.
Yeah, a lot of repetition. From our point of view, trying to organise comic conventions as well, it is hard to get panels together, and there's some really unique ones that they put together for Thought Bubble this year, which are, really good ideas. So. Yeah, so we'll definitely focus on that at some point.
Yeah, definitely. So, I'm on the W Books site. Who wants to kick off?
I'll kick off if you want.
Okay.
So, one book that really caught my eye is Garden of Spheres. So
I had that.
yeah,
Okay. Closing down.
By Linnea Sturt, I think it is. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so if they are listening, I am sorry. So, new story from a Multi-Eisner nominee, famous frog artist, which I need to know how they're a famous frog artist. The world of A Garden of Spears is a unique vision, unlike anything else, a massive, unabashed fantasy spanning generations, following an immortal demigod of destruction wandering through a land of deities and dragons. So I've recently got quite hyper-fixated with Dungeons and Dragons, thanks to a local group that I've started attending. So this seems right up like my current fixation, and I went onto the website to have a look, Pew Studios, and it just looks so beautiful. It looks absolutely stunning, and it's massive by the look of it. The book's 336 pages long. So
yeah, this is very much a complete thing. It's not like so a couple of ones I think I've got. I think they're like one issue of a series, and I like to buy complete things.
Yeah.
So this, 336 pages. There's plenty of content there. It's a hardback as well, and it's like, this is one that between us we shall pick up. I think
we shall pick up, and I think it'll be good for me and you. But I think it's one that, based on the art style, if it's suitable for Cara, she will also get sucked in because it's the sort of art style she seems to like as well. So it could be a family one.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say it's like, mature content or anything, so I think it should be suitable, but we'll give it a once-over, obviously, because we're responsible adults, kind of.
Well, for the most part.
Except for when we're not, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Amy. I mean, the art is phenomenal in it, and I had this one kind of bookmarked for a bit, but it just looks great.
Yeah, likewise, I had this one bookmarked, and I think one of the things I found quite interesting looking through, because obviously we won't be able to mention every single book, but one of the sort of key things I noticed, there was a lot of hardbacks and a lot of graphic novels. By that I mean sort of long form sort of. Yeah. Because one of my picks is like 200 pages and it's a hardback. And I found that I find that quite interesting, and also there's a lot of like supernatural stuff in there, a lot of fantasy and stuff like that. And I think the last time we did it, I think there was far less of the sort of supernatural genre through the Debian books when we looked at this last year. There was a lot less stuff there that I was kind of like, this is something I would check out. Whereas this year, it feels like someone's just climbed into my head and go, oh yeah, he'll love this. Which brings me on to my first choice, which is the main reason I picked it because the title just rolled off the tongue.
Sorry, can I just guess?
Go on.
Is it the casebook of Stanford Hawksmoor?
Right. So that is one, but it's because I haven't got that one open. But that
okay, fair enough.
To be fair, but because you've mentioned it, I'm gonna go with that one first. Because to be fair, that was the one that I can't find it now.
It's the second one on the list.
It's a Brian Talbot, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw this. I only found out about this book last week, and it had nothing to do with Full Bubble. I just happened to be on Facebook, and I think he had posted it on, or someone had anyway. And I was like, I need to have this book in my life because it's a prequel to his Granville series, which I loved. And then I went to do the Debian books, and like you said, and this is like the second one. I'm like, right, that's my first stop. This isn't even like, I wonder if I'll buy this one. No, I will be buying this. So I'm going to read the blurb, and anyone that's listening that knows me will know after the first paragraph why. So this is the casebook of Stanford Hawksmoor. With top hat and cane in hand, Scotland Yard D.I. Stanford Hawksmoor shadows the murky back streets of London on the hunt for a sadistic serial killer. In the dying days of the French occupation of Britain, through gaslit cobble streets and squalid alleyways, stalks the great eagle detective Stanford Hawksmoor in search of the homicidal maniac whose killing spree claims dozens of seemingly unconnected victims, from random murders to targeted political assassinations. The deeper he delves, the more he puts himself in mortal danger, pitting himself against unknown antagonists whilst under the scrutiny of the feared anti-terrorist squad, and the more he is forced to resort to working outside the law. I mean, I could go on.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to.
But I
don't
don't
think you
need
need
to.
to.
I don't need to. And it's interesting because one of my critiques of, or should I say, the podcaster notes, is looking through some of the debut books when I've clicked on their links. There was no preview art.
Yeah. I noticed that a lot of them.
And I found that really difficult to, even though the blurb was good, the cover was good, it was difficult to kind of really form an opinion without seeing some art as to like whether or not I would actually want to pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, that's just a note. But I think if you end up on the debut book site for such a massive comic convention, I think you're not shooting yourself in the foot, but I think you're doing yourself a slight disservice by not having some sort of preview art on your site.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, and I'm kind of reminded of back in and I'm talking 2009, 2010 when we did the Geek Syndicate magazine, and we did the Thought Bubble previews, and we got people to send stuff in.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what is missing a trick here, because it doesn't need to be much, just like maybe the cover and 2 pages, if that.
Yeah.
You know, just to show the art style and just to give that kind of like that feel of what does it look like together? How's the lettering look? You know, because there's a lot of that. Some people are put off by lettering. I can be sometimes, you know, and sometimes I'm very much like, there was one we reviewed last year, I remember, and I was like, I'm really looking forward to picking that up. And then when I saw it, it was an art style and, well, a format in general that wasn't me. But I was really interested in the story, but not interested enough to get over those issues I had. And that's possibly an indictment on me. But people are fickle.
Yeah, you like what you like, and art is subjective, isn't it? However, on saying all of that, and this is kind of the exception to the rule, now, even though with all I've just said, I've seen no artwork for the casebook of Stanford and Hawksmoor. All I've seen is the cover. But the difference is, because I've read his Granville series, I know what the art style is going to be.
Yeah.
You know, and I know what's on the cover is pretty much going to be what the art style is in the interior. So I don't even have to worry about it. I don't need to see preview art for that. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. But when it's comics I don't know, and I don't know the creators, I don't know the artists, I have no frame of reference.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is an element out here. So the ones I've kind of like touched on that we might come to, they're ones that I have seen some art from, that have some art style, because I need to see the full picture with a comic. You know, it's different with a book, because, you know, it's kind of like you read the blurb, you probably know kind of what you're going to get. But with a comic, you need to see that art, because not all art styles appeal to everyone. And as I say, I am very fickle with art. You know, there are some styles that really appeal to me and some that don't. So it can literally make or break it.
Can I guess the one you were going to say, Barry?
Go on then.
Was it Mr. Jones' Smoking Bones?
Buy the lady a teddy bear.
Applause.
Applause for Amy.
Because I read that title when I was writing my list, and I literally wrote in my notes, "This is a title for Barry."
Go on, before I do one big, go on, let's hit with Mr. Bones and the Smoking Jones.
I'll do it really quickly, because I realise I've monopolised the conversation. So the blurb for this is London 1867. I mean, I've got such a type. East India
You're so predictable.
I'm so predictable. The East India Company has fallen, and the smoking skeleton is killing ex-company members. A drug-addled Indian detective with deep-rooted hatred for the British Empire is drawn into the investigation and enters the world of secret societies and the occult. I mean, it's got to be written all over it.
I think it's dedicated to Barry Nugent.
Yeah.
It does look incredibly good, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's written by
Iqbal
Ali.
Yeah.
And the art's by Priscilla Gripper. And this does have preview art, and it looks stunning. It looks lovely. It looks like it's in black and white as well.
It does.
It's been a while since I've done black and white, but it doesn't put me off at all. Yeah. So I think if there's two comics I've got to say that I'm because the other ones I've picked look really interesting. I'm interested, but I need to sort of see more, maybe talk to the creators and stuff like that. But these two I've just mentioned, these are going in my bag. I mean, not after I've paid for them, obviously.
I was going to say, we're not just stealing stuff now.
Yeah, and both of those, again, are hardback.
Nice.
Mr. Jones' Smoking Bones is 202 pages.
Nice. No, that does sound pretty epic.
Go on then.
So my first one's a little bit of a, what's the word? Almost sort of self-indulgent in a way. So it's not actually a comic. It's a kind of like behind the scenes sort of thing, which I love. I love seeing like it's like if I buy a DVD or Blu-ray, I watch the behind the scenes stuff first. And I love seeing how things are made. And this is, it's Rumble, the untold, unpublished and unfinished comics of the Ultimate Universe. And it's a bit of an unofficial look at like the Ultimate Universe, which is one of the things that got me into comics. So when I was in university doing my masters, I thought, I like comic book characters. I should probably read comics. And I picked up Kevin Smith's Green Arrow and Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men. And then the Ultimates when that came out. And I was like hooked on all of those. And it's kind of interviews and talks with various people who created the Ultimate Universe and put it together. Now, what I'm not sure about though, because I clicked on the link to see, because I was expecting this to be a book, like a kind of like, not an anthology, but a collection of articles about the creation of the Ultimate Universe. And when you click on the link, it's kind of like there's 2 issues, in inverted commas, out, which I think are about 50 odd pages each. And issue 3 is kind of like in the pre-order section. So I'm assuming it's issue 3, which has an article by Chip Zdarsky, by another one by Grant Morrison, or at least discussions of these things. So Ultimate Spider-Man is by Chip Zdarsky, who wasn't involved in the initial run. Ultimate Invasion by Don Cates and Brian Hitch. Conversation with Mike Carey on Ultimate Architects 2. And No More Bagley, which is, so Mark Bagley was the initial artist on the Ultimate Spider-Man and did the vast majority of the run on the initial run of the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff. And genuinely his art was one of the things that really drew me in. I was like, this is what comics could be. Very sort of like, almost like, not like chibi-ish, but like, they're teens, so they've got slightly larger heads and stuff, and it's really dynamic art, and I loved it. So I'm interested to see what's actually there from Rumble, whether it's like the individual issues or whether I have a collected edition that's exclusive to Thought Bubble. But as I say, it was one of those things that really drew me into comics, so I just want to kind of pick it up and see it, and I love that kind of like how things are made stuff. So that's why this is one that was definitely on my radar, that hopefully will be one that I pick up.
Cool. I saw this, but I saw that one, and I quite like the sound of it. So I'm interested to see what it looks like.
Cool. Amy.
So the next book that I was going to talk about wasn't for me, it's for Cara, because I don't dare get her onto a podcast yet. The world isn't ready for that. So I'll speak on her behalf.
We nearly did last year.
We nearly did last year. You lot all were saved. So it's Universe. I've forgotten the words of it. It's the Origins Against All Og. Is it the Maya Mada? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like they're kind of creating like a universe, which is all based around like a TV station network thing. And it says the tag for it is when the world around her said she can't, an ambitious performer reflects on her journey, overcoming the odds that she can be. So Kara's taken part in some singing and stuff coming up, so I kind of feel like a story that's all about building confidence and being yourself and performing feels like a good thing. So universe. We're building a universe of original stories set within a television network with anthropomorphic cast of characters, so it's animals, so she's going to love it. While we're also helping organisations tell their stories through fresh and unique manga-inspired approach. So I figured Origin seems like a really good one, and I'm really looking forward to it, and it's a character that's singing on the front, kind of like a fox bear creature. And yeah, so that's the one I'm looking forward to, because I've been looking at the Mayamada stuff for a while, but not really seen anything that's hooked me wanting to get any. But I think this could be the book that, Kara
pulls you in.
Yeah, well, pulls her in.
Yeah.
And then me by default. But yeah, just trying to help her find her thing rather than stealing my Batgirl as a character all the time. So yeah, that's my next one.
Fair enough. So my next one is weird because it's...
Hang on, you've had to.
Let Darren have more.
No. Do you know what? No, you go next, Dan.
Yeah, thanks.
Go on.
so my next one, to be fair, B, I think this might have been on your list as well.
So not only are you not letting B talk, you're stealing his books, right?
Well, we've been on for a while now, so we want to wrap this up soon. So I'm going to go with Flame Vault #1. And
I don't think I did have that on my list. I don't think.
Do you not? So basically, this is like a what if superheroes suddenly became a thing. So it's like a real world superhero thing.
Oh yes, I saw. I didn't actually click on the link for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, so this is they've got a Kickstarter at the moment, which is going on, but it's notifying on launch. So I don't know when it says debuting books, whether this will actually be there or there'll be a preview or what. But I really like these kind of like, what if the real world suddenly stuff was real? Like, I love what's the Dragon Apocalypse film with Christian Bale in it? Rain of Fire.
Yeah, Rain of Fire.
Yeah, I love that kind of thing. It's kind of like, yeah, these things are all nonsense, but suddenly they're not. And I love that. And I kind of saw this and I thought, I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying like Gen B and The Boys and, Invincible and all those kind of like more kind of like, I'm going to say mature, but it's in inverted commas. It's the adult kind of comic-y stuff. And like, what if kind of like things were a bit more in inverted commas again, realistic. And this is basically, so I've just on the Kickstarter page, and it's, the world has changed. Superhumans became real overnight, and no one was ready. People capable of saving or destroying cities in the blink of an eye. Humans capable of changing global economies and shifting power structures all over the world. Folks who have no idea how to control their new powers, and who may accidentally ruin the entire planet, themselves or their loved ones. And at the centre of it all is Tom Welsh, an activist turned mass murderer. An accident, but it doesn't change the fact that he was secretly responsible for the largest change to the status quo the civilized world has ever seen. We need a hero, and a reluctant, grieving Tom may be the only one capable of bringing order to the chaos he created. And so, Flame Vault is born. And it's a single issue currently, as far as I can tell. And I've already said I prefer complete things. However, I looked at the art for this. The concept is right on my street, and the art is just really nice. It reminds me a lot of like some the stuff I really enjoyed with the Unseen Shadow stuff that we did with like Connor Boy's art and stuff. Yeah. It reminds me very much of that, but with some really crisp colours as well. And yeah, I'm interested, and I hope it's one of those ones that does become a proper ongoing series. So I'm kind of happy to support it, but I'm interested to see how they're there, because let's say it is a Kickstarter that's not happened yet. So when it says debuting books, it's a little bit misleading, but happy to see what they've got to kind of help support them.
Cool. Right, well, I will jump in quickly and say, my next pick, it's really interesting because it's called Browse and Buy, and the blurb is Browsing By is a comic series created by Carl Bennett and Megan Potter. It's an episodic, supernatural, slice-of-life Saturday morning cartoon-inspired series about a proud university graduate who ends up working the night shift at a local supermarket where he and a misfit crew work to serve and survive the creatures of the night. I just really liked that pitch.
That is a nice pitch. I'll be honest.
It made me think of like shows like Space, but also there was a show that we watched was on, I think it was Netflix. I think it was called Superstore.
Yeah, there is Superstore.
Yeah, which I really liked. It kind of reminded me of that, and I saw like a little bit of the cover, and it looked quite interesting. However, I couldn't seem to find any artwork, even though it looks like they've already done a print run.
Interesting.
But when you go to they've got like a Ko-fi store. When you go to that, you can see Banner, which kind of has the characters. So, and literally, that's all I've seen in it. But I actually quite I liked the look of the art, and I liked the look of the characters. It was kind of what I was expecting.
If you scroll down their Ko-fi page, they've got the like employee cards for a bunch of the characters. Yeah, because I was looking at it earlier, and you scroll down and there's like, just one sec, let me pull one up.
Oh yeah.
So you've got like Matthews, Gregory, department, customer assistance, night, status full time, length of service 1 year, clearance level 0, and then comments about them, which look quite amusing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think like it looks cool, but I just think it just needed. The minute you go to their page, there should be like, bam, here's a preview, or here's a page of art straight off.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think, especially because comics is such a visual medium, you need that.
However, as I said, they had me with the blurb, so I'm definitely going to go and check their stall out.
Cool. I'll kick in then with, so what I'm looking at, and it is a graphic novel, and it's Armoured, and the only, again, no art for this other than the cover, which is from it's from Clover Press, so you can go to cloverpress.us and find it, or from the Thought Bubble debut in books page. I'll read the blurb because that will explain it better than I'm going to. Andy found a haunted superlative armor. Now he's got a ghostly knight as a partner and a terrifying evil to stop before it's too late. Sword in the Stone meets stranger things in this spine-tingling adventure that is packed with supernatural chills, horrifying monsters, and a hilarious out-of-time ghost that R.L. Stine, from Amy's childhood, calls a fun read and a great new twist on old-fashioned horror. And the cover, which I think is by the same artist as the interior, is really effing good. And
yeah,
I'm one of those people who I haven't watched Stranger Things because I can't watch kids in things, but I can read them and I can do them in comics. Sorry, that's phrasing all over the shop. But I think you all understand what I mean by that. It's like,
yes.
I don't like child actors, I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
But I can read a book or a comic with children as the stars because that's different. And this, the cover just looks awesome. The concept is great. And, R.L. Stine, he was a legend. So to have his quotes in here is, a legendary, for want of a better word.
I'm going to sound really silly here. For a long time, I thought R.L. Stine was just like a pseudonym for like lots of different authors because there were so many Goosebumps books and stuff. And my head was like, no one can write that many books.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I sort of still do.
Apparently not. Apparently he's a real person.
Apparently so.
I'm sorry, R.L. Stine, but I thought your writing output was just too much for one man.
Yeah. Whereas my writing output very much just says, it's one bloke done that.
So. Yeah, but one very quality bloke.
Yeah, it's fine. I wasn't after. I wasn't after compliments. I had this pegged as well. I had the tab open, and that was the same. I was like, I wish I could have seen some art for it. But like you said, what I hadn't realised is the cover artist is also the interior artist. So,
and I think that's one of those things that actually, when you look at these more kind of independent-y stuff, that's the case. It's kind of like, the artist is the artist is the artist.
I mean, you say that. Looking at the blurb, it says it's illustrated by Ismael Hernandez, but the deluxe hardcover features a brand new cover by artist Francesco Tomaselli.
Oh, you're right, it does. So I am incorrect again. Oh, I cry.
But I think cause like you, and the blurb sold me, and I think what I would do is I would sit and maybe do a deeper dive to see if I could kind of find some art. I think for some, I think maybe one doing a disservice. I think for a lot of these titles, they put the link to their site and stuff like that. Some of them put a link direct to their shops, which is fine. But most of them, probably, if you did a deep dive, you could probably find some interior art.
Yeah, so I've literally just Googled Armoured graphic novel. There is a Kickstarter for it.
Okay.
Let me see if I can of pop that in here like that. There you go. It's in the live chat. I'm still in. It's not my normal style, but I'm still in.
Oh no! See, I've gone even more in that. Like I am 100% in.
Yeah.
I love that art. I'm 100% in. Yeah.
See, they should have linked to this page.
No. I like that art. Cool. Right, Amy.
So my last one is In Search of Lost Tea. So a girl's journey to drink a last cup of her favourite tea while learning to say goodbye to our childhood with help of a talking dolphin, all painted in watercolour. So it links to the artist's Instagram account, the link on there, and there's just a couple of pages to get an idea of the art, and I just kind of feel like, I don't know, it feels like it'd be quite a nice, peaceful book to read and reflective. So I just like the sound of it, and I was just like, yeah, I could really do with that. And I like tea, and I understand the importance of tea. There's a picture that the artist has drawn further down, and it says, there's this concept, and I think it's Proustian memories. Tea and Madeline's your grandma's food. That's a specific taste, smell, environment that takes you back. And I feel like if the book encapsulates that feeling, it should be kind of the thing I'm looking for at the moment. Yeah.
Cool. I saw this one, and I like you went to the art site and saw some. Her art is lovely. So yeah, I'd be interested to see sort of more of that. So my final pick, he's just trying to find it, is Camp Far Away. Nightmare in Cabin 5. So this is by...
Is it Abigail Bircham?
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Because I actually featured Abigail on our Instagram page. So I've actually read the first issue of Camp Far Away and really enjoyed it. Have either of you two watched Gravity
Falls?
Yeah.
Yes, I love Gravity Falls.
So does Gara.
Yeah, so it's got... So she says in her blurb, it's kind of got that vibe, as well as like Lumberjanes, which I have read some of the...
Yeah, I loved Lumberjanes.
Yeah. It's just fun, and that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I love my pulp adventure, don't get me wrong and stuff, but also like what I'm looking for is just sort of a lightness with the stuff that I'm reading at the moment, because...
Yeah, just to enjoy stuff.
Yeah.
And just have a good time.
Yeah. And as I said, I read the first issue, and it was fun. And she's launching issue 2 at Full Bubble. And I think looking at what she says, it's going to be 3-part comic as well, so that's quite good. So hopefully won't have to wait too long for issue 3.
Yes, 2/3 of it are already out, effectively.
Yeah. So the blurb is, boisterous tomboy Finn, practical know-all Kelsley, and scaredy cat Harvey have signed up to work at their local summer camp, not realising that a job comes with more responsibilities than they could have predicted. Monsters and creatures live everywhere in the woods, and they're going to be the only thing between a camp full of human kids and the dangers lurking in the dark beyond the tree line. But hey, they've only just arrived. Things can't become dangerous too quickly, right? So yeah, it's good fun. It is good fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
It looks really fun, and you definitely get, just from even the covers, you get that Gravity Falls vibe with it.
Yeah, I think so. So, this brings us to the end of our first special look at Football 2025. I think this has been good to do anyway for me, because it's kind of like, this has given me stuff to kind of aim for when I get there. You know, I know what tables I want to go to and stuff like that. And I think doing the panels in the same way will mean, like, I definitely want to go to that panel and stuff like that. Whereas I felt when I went last year, I didn't really know what panels I was going to. I don't really think I went to a lot. Whereas I'm hoping this year will change that.
Yeah.
Back into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't think I did any panels last year, but some of that was because I left in having to take Cara back. She was a bit, not stressed out, but she was a bit overwhelmed last year. So I left you guys to it for a bit. But also, one of the things I did notice last year, I bought a lot more from Thought Bubble last year. And I think that is very much due to the fact that a lot of, like, the even people doing things for themselves now can do things more professionally and better. But yeah, last year there were so many things that were, like, you know, self-published, single individual volumes that were so well put together, and the art was so good, the writing was great, the salespeople at the tables were really on form as well, which is a whole other skill set, as we know. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this year to get in there and kind of like experiencing some new stuff and seeing what we can find.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's always great. It's just a sea of creativity that I love to just throw myself into anyway. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So that is it from us. If you want to get in contact with us, you can. You can get in contact via the email, via our email, which is thegeeks@syndicate.co.uk. Look out, because we will be doing posts on Instagram. So there were a lot of other debut books that caught my eye, definitely. So I'm going to try to give these a mention on Instagram, as well as some of the other things that are coming up with Full Bubble. So have a look at that, and also on our Facebook page as well. But until our next episode special, that's it from me. So just to say goodbye to Aunt Nemi.
See you later.
Cheerio.
So take care. Bye all.